Sure. Hello, everyone. Our group is working on the personal key indicator of heart disease data size. And our project aims to explore the different personal factors related to the occurrence of the heart disease. We will use the data visualization techniques to analyze a comprehensive data set that includes information such as age, lifestyle, habits, and other relevant variables.
The dataset is based on the key risk factors for heart disease from 2020 annual CDC survey data, which involved 400,000 adults. Our purpose is to detect these risk factors to facilitate prevention efforts. The dataset originated from the CDC Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. To optimize the analysis, the author of Kangol cleaned a dataset that selected the most relevant variables for machine learning and data analytics, reducing the columns from 300 to 18. The outcome variable in the study is binary, enabling various types of analysis. Out of all variables, we have binary, continuous, discrete, and categorical variables. The binary variables are heart disease, smoking, alcohol drinking, stroke, difficulty walking, sex, and diabetic, physical activity, asthma, kidney disease, and skin cancer. The continuous variable is BMI. The number of days reported for physical and mental health and the amount of sleep time are discrete variables. Each category rates and respondents self-ranking on general health or categorical data.
Next, let's move to our research questions. Before we approach the research questions, we first look at the all variables to determine how we can group them into more meaningful board groups. We noticed that there are four major groups of the variables: the disease-related health conditions, general health conditions, lifestyle, and demographic information. There may also be ways for us to explore how these groups may affect one another. Therefore, we have 5 research questions. The first is the disease-related health condition risk factors, which include the stroke, diabetes, asthma, kidney disease, and skin cancer. The second is the general health condition risk factors, including variables of the BMI, difficulty working, general health, physical health, and mental health. The third is the lifestyle risk factors, with variables of the alcohol drinking, physical activity, smoking, and sleep time. The first is the demographic risk factors like the race, gender, and age. The fifth is about all major risk factors. We want to explore the population more susceptible to the major risk factors from disease, general health, and their lifestyle. Lastly, we have some interest findings. So next, Halvor will talk about the relevance of the data sets to research questions.
All right, the dataset is a crucial resource for the understanding heart disease etiology and epidemiology. Its comprehensive nature enables us to address the key research questions. For the question 1, disease-related health condition factors in the dataset serve as an indicator for heart disease risk, facilitating the identification of high-risk profiles. For the question 2, the general health factors, including physical and mental condition, allow us to assess the correlation with the heart disease and understand how they amplify the risks. For the question 3, the dataset covers a wide range of lifestyle factors, aiding in identifying and recommending necessary lifestyle changes. For the question 4, demographic analysis in the dataset helps analyze the susceptibility of different groups to heart disease, pinpointing the high and low risk populations. For the question 5, by analyzing the diverse demographic, health, and the lifestyle data, we can enhance our understanding of complex interaction between the risk factors and the susceptibility of various groups. For the question 6, the extensive data coverage offers opportunities for novel discoveries, unveiling the less known factors, detecting unexpected correlations, and identifying unique patterns relevant to the heart disease prevention and understanding.
The first question is, how do disease-related health conditions influence the chance of getting heart disease? Let's first look at this graph. The dashboard we built shows the correlation between each disease risk factor and heart disease. The colors we use indicate different risk levels, represented by the difference in percentage among categories. Red is major with a large difference. and orange is minor with a slight difference. We can see that the major factors are skin cancer, stroke, kidney disease, and diabetes, and the minor factor is asthma. From this dashboard, we conclude that some other diseases like stroke, kidney disease, asthma, skin cancer, and diabetes will increase the possibility of getting heart disease. It's important to maintain good health conditions because getting one disease is more likely to cause more diseases. The second question is, what are general health condition factors that can be used to be indicated as risk factors? The second category is general health condition. We can look at this graph. It contains general health, difficulty walking, physical health, BMI, and mental health. I use green to indicate no contribution because there are no patterns observed. The horizontal axis of physical health and mental health means in the past 30 days, how many days have they had illness and injury or mental issues? According to the charts, we can find that general health, difficulty walking, and BMI are the major risk factors. Physical health is a minor risk factor. There is no apparent pattern in the mental health graph, so it has no contribution to heart disease. What are lifestyle factors that can be used to be indicated as the risk factors? To answer question 3, I built another category, lifestyle, which contains physical activity, smoking, alcohol drinking, and sleep time. According to these 4 charts, we conclude that the major factors are physical activity and smoking. The minor factor is alcohol drinking. The horizontal axis of sleep time means how many hours people slept in the past 24 hours. And we can observe that there is no pattern. So it is no contribution factor. In conclusion, if we want to avoid heart disease efficiently, we need to do physical activity and stop smoking. Also, drinking alcohol appropriately is a good way to prevent heart disease.
The question 4 is what demographic like race, gender, age factors can be used to indicate as the risk factors. Next, please. We can see from the graph, the colors are indicated by the legends. Males are generally more likely than females to have heart disease, with the American Indian or Alaskan Native and the white males most likely. Also, older people in general are more likely to have the heart disease, with the older males more likely than the older females. The conclusion is that the older American Indian or Alaskan Native and the white males have the highest risk factors.
For research question 5 is how do demographic factors like race and gender influence the other major risk factors leading to heart disease? We want to do this analysis because we want to understand the various major risk factors and how they can link to create a more comprehensive story about heart disease. We look at all the most major risk factors identified in the previous question for heart disease, one from each question. We find that males are generally more likely to have stroke, no physical activity, and poor general health as risk factors for heart disease. American Indian, Alaskan Native, and white males are more likely to have no physical activity and poor health condition as risk factors for HDE. Stroke as a risk factor for heart disease is the most common in both males and females from American Indian, Alaskan Native, Hispanic, and other.
We also have some interesting findings. I conducted some other analysis to get more observations. Now we can look at this graph. Orange means people with heart disease and green means people without. There is no significant difference in average BMI between females and males under the same age category. If you do not want to have a high possibility of getting heart disease, you'd better keep your BMI under 25 if you are between 18 to 34 years old and 75 and older, and keep your BMI under 30 if you are 35 to 74 years old, no matter males or females. Because according to the chart, the average BMI of people with heart disease and whose age is under 34 or over 75 is always between 25 to 30. And the BMI for people between 35 to 74 years old is consistently over 30. Now, let's look at this graph. The second finding is that if males have a mental health issue, they are more likely to get heart disease because the average mental health of males with heart disease is always lower than that of females, no matter what race. Also, according to the overall chart, Asians should pay more attention to their mental health because the average mental health of Asian females who do not have heart disease is 3.2 and is even lower than males who do not have heart disease from other races, which means Asian is more likely to get heart disease if they have mental health issues.
Thank you for joining us as we dive into the important issue of heart disease risk factors. Our comprehensive research has led us to several key conclusions. First, our analysis highlighted that profound impact of pre-existing health conditions, such as stroke, kidney disease, diabetes, skin cancer, and asthma, on the risk of developing heart disease. Secondly, we found that general health parameters like overall health status, BMI, and physical difficulties are significant determinants of heart disease risk. We also observed a role for physical and mental health issues, although these were of slightly lesser concern in our general analysis. Next, lifestyle factors emerged as key influences of heart disease risk. Physical activity levels and smoking habits were particularly consequential, while alcohol consumption had a minor impact. Surprisingly, sleep quantity did not show a clear correlation with heart disease risk. Demographic factors are also proved significant. Age, race, and gender all contributed to heart disease risk, with older American Indian or Alaskan Native and white males at the highest risk. Finally, we discovered an important connection between mental health and heart disease risk. This relationship was particularly strong in males and certain demographic groups, such as Asians, emphasizing the importance of mental well-being in heart disease prevention. Moving on to our recommendations based on these findings. First, we advise individuals with pre-existing conditions like stroke, kidney disease, diabetes, skin cancer, or asthma to prioritize proactive disease management and undergo regular health screenings. Secondly, it's important to promote a health lifestyle. This means maintaining a healthy BMI, addressing physical difficulties promptly, and ensuring overall good health. Mental health checks should also be a routine part of healthcare. Thirdly, we recommend adopting health habits. This involves engaging in regular physical activity, avoiding smoking, and moderating alcohol consumption, all of which can reduce heart disease risk. Next, our data suggests the need for public health strategies that account for demographic factors. We should provide prevention and intervention strategies designed specifically for higher risk groups, such as older American Indian, Alaskan Native, and white males. Finally, we strongly recommend incorporating mental health support into a comprehensive heart disease prevention approach. This is particularly crucial for groups identified as more susceptible in our study, like males and Asians. In conclusion, our research underscores the importance of a comprehensive approach to heart disease prevention and the interconnectedness of overall health, lifestyle, demographic factors, and mental well-being in heart disease risk. That concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time.